Imagine living in a building that works like a giant piggy bank, but not your piggy bank. Every month you put money in, and someone else gets richer while doing nothing. It's not just your apartment. It's houses, malls, offices, entire cities. The longer you rent, the harder it gets to buy. A long time ago, owning land meant power. Today, owning property means money. Most people don't have enough savings to buy a home. They use something called leverage. It's like lifting a giant building with a tiny spoon. They buy buildings using mostly borrowed money, often 70 to 90%. And who pays back that loan? Not them. It's you. They can borrow more money because your rent proves the building is profitable. It's a snowball. One building leads to another, and another. Renters face a treadmill. Rent goes up, salaries barely move, house prices jump. Banks love property owners. Buildings never quit or call in sick. The rent machine keeps going because people need homes, cities grow, and salaries lag behind prices. In some cities, a few investors own entire neighborhoods. They control prices. Renters are on a treadmill. Owners ride an escalator up. The rent machine isn't magic. It's mathematical. Once you understand it, you can escape. You don't need millions. You can own tiny slices. REITs, crowd-funded properties, fractional ownership. Tiny pieces add up. One day, your money can work for you like your rent works for someone else. If you want more animated breakdowns like this, hit like, subscribe, and tell me which financial mystery you want next. Leverage is using a little money to control a lot of property. It shouldn't work, but it does. Your rent pays the loan, repairs, and builds the owner's wealth. As the building grows in value, they can borrow more money, using your rent as proof of profit. One building leads to another, and the snowball grows faster every time. Rent rises, salaries barely move, and house prices jump higher. Banks love property owners because buildings don't quit. It keeps going because people need homes, cities grow, and salaries lag behind prices. In some cities, a few investors own whole neighborhoods and control prices. Renters run on a treadmill. Owners ride an escalator. The rent machine isn't magic. It's mathematical. Understanding it lets you escape. You don't need millions. You can own tiny slices of property, REITs, crowd-funded platforms, fractional ownership. Tiny pieces add up. One day, your money can work for you, like your rent has been working for someone else. Leverage lets them use small money to control big buildings. Your rent pays the loan and the owner's wealth. As the building grows in value, banks lend more using your rent as proof. One building leads to another. The snowball grows bigger every time. Rent goes up. Salaries barely move. Renters are stuck. Owners ride an escalator upward while renters run in place. The rent machine isn't magic, it's math. Once you understand, you can escape. You don't need millions. Start with tiny slices. REITs, crowd-funded platforms, fractional ownership. Tiny slices grow over time. Soon, your money works like your rent works for someone else. Leverage allows them to control huge buildings with little money. Your rent pays the loan, repairs, and builds their wealth. As the building grows, banks lend more using your rent as proof. One building leads to another. The snowball grows every time. Renters run on a treadmill. Owners ride an escalator. The rent machine isn't magic, it's math. Understanding it allows you to escape. You don't need millions. Start with small slices. REITs, crowdfunding, fractional ownership. Tiny pieces grow. Soon, your money works for you like your rent works for someone else. If you want more animated breakdowns like this, like and subscribe. Investors sit back while your rent keeps the machine running. Understanding this lets you plan your own path to wealth. Even small investments can give you a piece of the property pie. While renters struggle, investors climb higher every month. Your rent builds someone else's wealth. But now you know how it works. you can start your own journey.